All right, welcome everybody to the Thursday night Dynasty Strong Level Up Squad team call. I'm super excited about this call. As you guys know, inside the team page, we have decided to collaborate all of our team calls and do them together on Thursday night. So I've been looking forward to this one all week. The topic of today's call is rank plus compensation. If you guys were on early, I had some Macklemore music on. I picked that music. It's my pump up music. And as you guys know, Brendan Bouchard and Growth Day are coming onto our platform in the beginning of November. And that's a song that he always comes out on the stage with, clapping and bringing great energy. So whenever I see that, I get that feeling of when I'm at his events and learning from him. So you'll probably see that on every call that I host, at least, because that's my pump up song. I'm not really going to go over any announcements other than I want to make sure that you guys have downloaded the BODi Partners app and that you are starting to use it. Just FYI, the majority or the national wake up calls that are on the BODi Business Facebook page are going to be transitioning over to the BODi Partners app. As well as the Coach Basics, which has already gone over there. And the reason for that is to get us off of social media and distraction when we're working our business, so that all of the training and from BODi is off of social media. So that's why they're moving over to that. The Coach Basics is there. There's a couple training videos in there. One of them I really want you to go take a look at. Specifically, there is a training video by Brendan Bouchard on sales. It's an hour long. Take some time to listen to it on your commute or while you're doing chores around the house. It's really good content and training strategy on how to talk to people on your social media, explain what you're doing, but also what to do inside of your DM. So let's get started right away on ranking compensation. We've been chatting as a leadership of this team. We want to keep these calls to like 30 or 40 minutes because it is late for our East Coasters. However, this one may go a little longer, maybe like 45 minutes, just because I get to go over the 6 ways that a partner gets paid and compensated for the work that you're doing. And I'm super excited about it. The mission of this team, as you guys can see, is empowering others to continually grow into their fullest potential. And that's one thing that I want to remind you guys of as we talk about how to earn money with this business opportunity, is that we always remember on the front end of this, something that my coach told me during my Getting Started Right call is your income will be a direct reflection of the number of lives that you change. Like you can sell a package and not support people and your business won't really grow. You have to be helping your people fall in love with these products and get results so that they become faithful clients of yours for life or for a long period of time, or they fall so much in love with the programs that they want to pay it forward and help other people. And that's when your business can really begin to compound and expand. So I'm going to talk about the first way to get paid as a partner. And I'll keep the chat box up in case anybody has questions as we go through here. But if I miss it and you have a question on a slide, please just unmute yourself and say, Scotty, wait, I don't quite get that. And we can talk through it a little bit. So the first way to get paid is commissions on BODi products and subscriptions. So you get a 20% commission on retail sales. So that's any product like Shakeology, Beach Bars, Collagen, Energize, Recover. Anytime you sell any individual consumable product, you will get a 20% commission. When you sell a BODi platform subscription, which is a membership to BODi. Now, as you guys know, we have a month option as well as the other options that we have of, a year, quarterly, and so forth. You get a 35% commission on that. So 35% commission on BODi platform, 20% on consumable products. And that's I think this is important because sometimes I have partners that get confused in this part. You only get those commissions from your customers and your clients. Once you sign someone as a partner, that order goes into a different part of the compensation plan, which we'll talk about in this call today. But sometimes I'll have someone that's brand new. Maybe they get to Emerald and they're like, Mike, maybe they, let's say I see Herbert here. Let's say Herbert was my customer and he orders Shakeology. I get a commission and then he decides to become a coach. And then Herbert's next order comes through as a coach. Herbert would get a 20% discount, as you can see on number 4 in here. He would get a 20% discount. So I no longer would get the 20% commission. And sometimes I have coaches be like, my coach just ordered and I don't see the commission. That's why, because once someone is a partner in your team, that order goes into another part of the compensation plan. And we'll talk about that in two different parts in this call today. So commissions and when we're talking about these 20% commission, 35% commission on the BODi platform, that is when your customers are ordering. However, you do get the subscription commission on BODi for your partners, but on the consumable products, that will be for your customers only. Now, a fast start bonus, this will decrease by 5% of what it was before. So it's basically whatever they were before. It has a specific number to it. As you guys know, a total solution pack has a commission amount tied to it. So like before, like let's say your commission was 75, it's just 5% less than it was before with the new compensation plan changes. And each one varies per total solution pack. So if you're looking at, if you go into the Coach FAQ under compensation, and search compensation plan, or there's product lists that will tell you what is the price of the product, what's the personal volume, the PV that's related to that, what's the team volume that's related to that, and what is your commission on that. So you can see all of those specific things in documents as well. One thing to note is that a partner or a preferred customer gets a 20% discount on their product. So you guys are all partners on this call. So whenever you order your Shakeology or your Energize or whatever products you're using, you have a 20% discount. So are they really giving a 35% commission on a 35 monthly subscription? Yes, it would just be 35% of the $35. And does that make sense? So that was Sandra's question. So if it's $179, it would be 35% of the $179. Does that make sense? Whichever membership they're using, 35% discount on that, or commission on that. So, okay, let's go on to the next slide. Speaking of, because we're on commissions and volume, as you guys know, coming in November 9th, we have Growth Day launch with BODi. So Growth Day will also be a part of team volume and commissions, as well as PV and TV. So those of you that might be new, PV is personal volume and TV is team volume. And I'll explain how those work in the compensation plan as we go. But this is the compensation structure for BODi. What I mentioned on this previous page right here is on all of the BODi products, consumable products, and BODi platform for the streaming of the workouts and meal plan. This is if you sell someone Growth Day when that launches. So there's two options. There's three options. There's the Pro, which is monthly and annual, two options. And the Mastery, they only have annual, not the monthly. So as you can see there, there's the US price and the Canadian price. So a Pro monthly, to give you an example, is $29. The Canadian price, $36. The PV, personal volume, would be $22. And the TV, the team volume, would be $12 for team volume. And the subscription commission would be $7.25. So it's a 25% commission on any of the Growth Day plans. Does that make sense? Okay. For example, if someone orders Pro Annual from you, they'll pay $299 for the annual membership. It'll be $224 personal volume PV or $125 team volume TV, and you would get a subscription commission, 25% of that, at $74.75. And then there you can see also the Mastery goes through the exact same thing. $499, 25% commission would be $124.75. So you get commissions for that for your partners and for your customers, and the volume goes into your team. And we'll talk about that in part 2 of the compensation plan of what team volume is and how that works. So, well, one other thing first about the Growth Day, because this is the entire comp plan. Brendan has set up an affiliate bonus as well on top of what I just mentioned. So you still get when you order, you still get your 25% commission when your customers or your partners order, Growth Day monthly or the annual. But he has set up these two bonus structures. Once you've sold 20 memberships, and that could be to one of your partners or one of your customers, you get $10 from Growth Day for each additional annual plan that you sell. Okay. And then he put some examples. When you get to 25 cells, you get $250 bonus. When you get to 50 cells, you get a $500 bonus. Michelle, let's say you get 100 cells of growth day in your downline and your customers, you get a $1,000 bonus. If you get 200 cells, you get a $2,000 bonus. So that's an extra bonus structure outside of what's going to come in through your BODi business compensation plan. And then there's some other big bonuses, the top 20 partners, you know how there's the elite top 10 and so forth. If you're one of the top 20, you'll join Brendan for a 2-day mastermind, all meals, hotel, everything paid for. And then also the top 10 sellers of Growth Day in the network will get an invite to that party as well, that 2-day party with Brendan. And the top 10 5-star diamonds and above whose downline, whose team sells the most Growth Day membership also get invited to that as well. So, okay, so that was way number one to earn as a BODi partner is the commissions for your partners and your customers on retail sales. Next, we're going to move into getting to Emerald rank and unlocking the bonus cycles. Okay, this is, we'll call it way number 2 on how to earn income. You heard me mention a few times in the previous slides, TV. TV means team volume. Every product that is in the Beachbody structure, including Growth Day, has a TV amount to it. That's called team volume. That team volume will go into your downline. So let's say you get to Emerald rank, which is the first rank. You are an active coach yourself, means you have 50 PV, personal volume. Just to give you an idea, if you're drinking Shakeology every single month, that's 90 PV. So you're automatically an active coach with that. So that's what an active coach means when you see this diagram. So an Emerald means you're an active coach yourself and you sponsor or sign up one partner on each leg, one on the left, one on the right. And that's what an Emerald means. When you get to that point, you unlock what is called a team bonus cycle. And the team bonus cycle, how it works is basically every time there's 100 team volume, TV, on the left leg or on any leg and 200 on the other leg, it's called a cycle. Your business will cycle every time there's a 100 to 200. And I drew an example of that later on that's way more in detail at the very end of this call that we'll go through. But it's basically every time there's 100 to 200 between the two legs, it cycles one time. And as an Emerald, you get paid $12. And as a Diamond, you get paid $16 every time that happens. So let's say Beth is on here. She's a brand new Emerald and her team has 100 volume on one leg, 200 on the other leg. So she would cycle once as an Emerald and earn $12. So that's how a team bonus cycle works. Give you an idea, if she had 1,000 volume on one leg, 2,000 on the other leg as an Emerald, that would be 10 cycles. So she would get 10 times $12 for her $12 bonus cycle as an Emerald. She would make $120 for her team bonus cycle in that period. So that's one focus I really want you to get focused on right now is let's get to Emerald if you're not at Emerald yet and unlock that earning potential of starting to build your team and getting team bonus cycles. The next step would be an active Diamond coach. So to be an active Diamond, you need to have 100 personal volume of your own. Remember, Shakeology is 90 personal volume. If you're using like me, Shakeology and Energize, you're beyond the 100 that you would need. Another thing to take note of is personal volume. If you're selling products to your customers as well, and they order a product from you, your customer, let's say Michelle's my customer, she orders, let's say Shakeology. That would be I would get 90 personal volume for that as well. So that would count as personal volume for me as well. So, if you're using a product yourself and have a couple customers, you're always going to be an active coach. So an active Diamond means you have 100 PV, and then you have 4 personally sponsored partners on the left and 4 on the right at least. Okay, that's what the blue ones are, active, personally sponsored partners on each leg. And the green is representing, as you can see in the first image, an active Emerald. So to be a Diamond, you need 4 partners on the left, 4 on the right, and 1 on each side is an Emerald themselves. So they've achieved that rank of Emerald that we first talked about. One thing to talk about, I'm working really closely with 3 of my guy coaches right now where we're doing weekly Zooms. And one is an Emerald right now, and 2 of them are got 2 prospects in the wheel, committed to signing their first 2 partners before the end of the month. and we're pushing for diamond in 60 days. We're going to show people on this team and everybody out there that you can go from a brand new partner to diamond in 60 days. And, I really broke it down to them. It's really quite simple. They need to sign, just to give an example of what I'm doing with them, so you can look at it for your own business as you set goals. They're going to sign two partners by October 31st. That means they're an active emerald. And then during the month of November, they're going to sign at least 3 partners. And during December, they're going to sign another 3 partners. They'll have the 8 partners that they need. And during November and December, they're going to work on helping at least one of their partners on each leg get to emerald. So we're pushing for diamond in 60 days with these. I am with these 3 guys. So I want you to set a goal for yourself if you haven't yet, and start unlocking this bonus cycle. One thing that I want you to understand as we talk about ranks, rank does not equal income. Like, ranks are important to unlock a higher earning capacity. For example, an emerald earns $12 a bonus cycle. A diamond earns $16 a bonus cycle. So we're going to get them to these 3 guys to that diamond by the end of the year and start off 2024 earning $16 a bonus cycle. So real quick, as you're earning bonus cycles, you can see the image there on the right. Emerald earns 12, diamond earns 16. And there are weekly rank caps. So as you're building your business, an emerald business caps at $100 a week. So like, you could build a ginormous team. And like, let's say I started my business and I signed Michelle, who's a rock star, and Beth, who's a rock star. By the way, they're great leaders on this team. If you don't know them, follow them. I just see you guys' faces on my 4 images here. So, let's say I signed them, but I don't do anything else. And I'm just an emerald who signed them, and they build big teams underneath of me. Even if there was enough volume to make $3,000 a week in team bonus cycles, I would cap at 100 if I was only an emerald coach. So it's important that you are advancing your business as well. This is not a business where you can hope to sign some rock star coach and you're going to be set for life with a great business. You need to continually build your business and build leaders on your team. So a diamond caps at $750 a week. A 1-star caps at $1,000 a week. 2-star at $2,000, 3-star at $3,000, 4-star at $4,000. And then there's a jump at 5-star where you can cap at $7,000 a week. 6-star caps at $8,000, 7 at $9,000, 8-star at $10,000, 9-star at $11,000, and a 10 to 15-star diamond caps at $12,000 a week. Did I hear someone with a question, perhaps? Okay. The next question, or the next thing I want to talk about, and if you guys have questions on anything, please just unmute and tell me. So those are the rank caps for team bonus cycles. So that example I gave you, for example, if you were an emerald coach and you had 1,000 volume on one leg and 2,000 on the other leg, that would be 10 bonus cycles times 12 would be 120. You would actually cap out and only earn $100. So it would be very important in that situation that you really work hard to advance to diamond so that you're not missing out on that capped income at emerald. Okay, next, I just put this image up there. I want you guys to screenshot it. I could share it in the team page or whatever. I want you guys to push your business, like push yourself and challenge yourself to go diamond in 60 days. Like, I see people saying like, I want to be diamond by summit. And even in January this year, I want to be diamond by December 31st. I'm like, no. You can do that if you just focus on all of the right activities, finding people to join your challenge group, transitioning them into partners on your team. You can get there much faster than that. Matthew, you're raising your hand. Do you have something that you want to say or share with us?
Yeah, real quick on the caps on the previous slide for the caps, the earning caps by rank, will it only use up your volume to that cap? Does that make sense? The number of cycles to that cap.
Yeah, and then we have inside of BODi a plan that or what is called the rollover volume, which means like if you have extra left over, it will roll over to the next week.
Okay, all right. So it's not just going to consume however many cycles you can.
Yeah.
However many cycles you have, but cap out at that dollar amount. It will just roll over any excess.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yep. Great question. One other thing to note about rank advancing and team bonus cycles is when you get to 2-star diamond, as we showed right here, obviously you can cap at $2,000 a week. But this image, just LM means Lindsay Matway. This is how my business is structured. My CBC means Coach Business Center.
Hey, Scotty,
Yes.
I don't see your screen anymore.
You don't see my
I don't
screen?
know if that's just me.
Can you guys see my screen, Matt? I see your
Yeah, I
face.
see it. Yep, I see.
Sorry,
Okay, see it.
I don't know what's going on. It's still up there. Okay.
I found it. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Probably on a phone where you got to swipe to the right or swipe to one screens. Okay, so CBC means Coach Business Center. So for example, when my first business center got this 2-star diamond, I could open a second business center. And you can see I opened my second business center over here. And Gabby has a business center. I have a third business center. And so that's one important thing to note as well. And is to really, I want you to challenge yourself to get to diamond, in the next 60 days, 90 days, whatever you feel comfortable pushing yourself for. And then after that, let's push hard. You've shown what it takes to get to diamond, to then move your team forward to 2-star diamond so you can open a second business center. That's where I really feel the income really starts to compound in team bonus cycles. But also with that being said, one thing to note that many of you guys might not know is, for example, when let's say I'm a diamond and and Matt's one of my coaches on one leg and Carol's on the other leg, and they both go diamond. I go 2-star diamond. I open a second business center. It's basically like starting a whole new business. So you own 2 businesses now, and you recruit coaches into it, you recruit customers into it, and you can go diamond in that business center, and that counts as one of your downline diamonds. So when my second business center goes to diamond, then I'm technically a 3-star diamond coach, if that makes sense. Or you could sponsor that. Yeah. So basically that's how that works. I don't want to get too complex in this call because we're kind of in the simple part of it. But this is stuff I'm most passionate about. So get there and we'll have those deeper conversations on how to build that. But you can have a total of 15 business centers. So when your second business center goes to 2-star diamond, you can open a third. When your third business center goes to 2-star diamond, you can open a fourth, and so on and so forth. So it might seem a little overwhelming, especially if you're a brand new coach or you haven't really studied the compensation plan or rank advancements. A solid business is going to be built with going emerald over and over again and creating 250 TV partners and duplicating that in your team. And you're going to understand more of why I say 250 TV partners as we get into one of the other ways that you can get paid. But really my focus, working with my guys that are going for diamond in 60 days, I'm teaching them how to basically get to diamond by signing 3 partners a month. Right. And so when I say go emerald again and again, you can technically only go emerald one time, but going emerald means you sponsor 2 coaches. So if it seems overwhelming, just set yourself a goal, sponsor 2 coaches a month, go emerald every single month in your own business. So, and focus on helping your team develop team volume. So next, that's the team bonus cycles and how that works. I need a drink. Well, give me 1 second. Okay, now we're going to talk about the matching bonus. It says 5 or 10%. Sorry, I should have deleted that. It's 10% matching bonus on a diamond. So when you get your business to diamond rank, yes, you're getting the $16 per bonus cycle versus the $12. But you also get a 10% match on any of your emeralds, your personally sponsored emeralds and above. So to give an example on this image over here on the right, it says Diamond Coach, and you see some partners below. Let's say each of these circles signifies one of your emeralds below you. Let's say one earns $100, one earns $500, one earns $200, $300, and so forth. You would earn a 10% match on that. So to give you a simple example, Matt Otchman is one of my diamond coaches. Let's say Matt, as a $16 per bonus cycle, let's say he earned $160 in team bonus cycles. I, as his sponsor, his diamond sponsor, would get a 10% match of that 160. So an additional $16. So that's really the third way to get paid. Let's say like Jen Greenberg, one of my coaches, let's say she makes $2,000 in the week. Let's say she has a maxed out 2-star diamond business, makes $2,000. That would be a 10% match. It'd be an additional $200. Is that clear? Does that make sense? And it adds up. So if you're building a team of emeralds and diamonds that are building underneath of you, it's just an additional way to earn some extra income. To give you an idea on that, if you add all of these up, the team bonus cycles, dollar amount earned by all of these 6 partners, for example, is $1,500. You would get an additional $150 that week in a matching bonus. as a diamond coach. So that's the third way to get paid, is the 10% match bonus. Okay. Let's talk about this quarterly diamond and above bonus. This is brand new. As you guys heard, are some new changes to the compensation plan, some additional ways to get bonuses. There's this first one. There's a new incentive for 1-star diamonds. Sorry, my throat's dry. 1-star diamond and below to qualify to participate in a quarterly diamond pool. So I'll explain how this works as we get into the next slide. But you must be a lifetime 1-star. So another reason, for example, Matt's my newest diamond coach. So for Matt to participate this, he's going to really want to push his business and get to 1-star diamond. And he's doing that anyway, because he wants to get to the NLC leadership conference in January for corporate. But when you get to a lifetime diamond or below diamond, you can start this quarterly bonus period. And to get paid that quarterly bonus, you must hold the paid rank of diamond or higher for 6 consecutive bonus weeks. So you got to first hit 1-star diamond, but you have to hold at least diamond rank for 6 weeks in the quarter. And you also must have 10 success club points during that quarter. And this is how that quarterly bonus works. So there's 5 bonus pools. As you can see, there's diamond, 2-star, 5-star, 10-star, and 15-star. So for example, 1-stars and diamonds would participate in the first one, 2-star to 4-star participate in that one, 5 to 9-star participate in that one, 10 to 14 in the 10-star, and then 15s only in that last one. What they do is they take 2% of the entire revenue profit for the company for the quarter, and they basically profit share 2% of that to the diamonds and above in this quarterly sharing bonus. And so how they do that is they split it into 5 different portions. It's basically, so let's take 1% of it. 1% of it is split between 2-star diamonds and 5-star diamonds. And then the next percent would be like 0.5% would be then shared between the 10-star diamonds. And then you split the 12% and the 13%. I'm explaining that. I realize I might be confusing you with, because I'm using 2% and now I'm using this. So you split it into 2%. Okay. So that means there's really 4 parts. There'd be 0.5%, 0.5%, 0.5%, and 0.5%, right? So 0.5% would go to the 2-star diamonds, 0.5% would go to the 5%, 0.5% would go to the 10-star diamonds. And then that last 0.5% is split between the diamonds and the 15-star diamonds. So of that 0.5% that would normally before just go to the 15-star diamonds, they take half of it, and the diamonds take half of it, with the 15 stars just slightly getting above it. And they kind of gave an estimate, like running the numbers right now, what that would look like. That diamond bonus would look like $300, $350, $400 for the quarter. And like, I see that and I'm like, man, I used to be so stoked at my Idaho Steel job when the year would go good for the company. I would get an envelope with $500 at the end of the year at my Christmas party. So, I mean, if you're looking at that, you're looking at $1,200 if you hit 1-star and then hold diamond through the entire year, or at least 6 weeks during each quarter. So that's what the quarterly bonus is. You know, that 2-star diamond bonus, it looks anything like $1,000 a quarter, $900 to $1,200 sometimes. That 5-star diamond bonus looks like $3,000, $3,500 a quarter. And then because this will be recorded, the 10-star and 15-star varies, and they're significantly higher. So there's some incentives as well to unlock that part of the compensation plan as well. You can see on this right-hand side, there are some charts of what is required to receive that bonus. So a diamond, all of them, you need to hold 6 consecutive weeks in the quarter. You have to have, as a diamond, at least 10 Success Club points during that quarter. As a 2-star diamond, you need 10 Success Club points as well. When you get to 5-star, 10-star, and 15-star diamond, it doesn't count as Success Club points, but rather would be counted as leadership points. And I know you guys might not know what leadership points are, but as a leadership team with these Thursday night calls, we will be doing at the very beginning of the year a call on the road to elite is what it's called, and leadership points and how those work. So we'll talk about that at another time. So you don't really need to pay attention to that. Right now, we're paying attention to the diamond and 2-star diamond and how to get your part of that compensation plan. Okay, so this stuff is going to be very brand new. Typically in a compensation plan call from before, I'd be done. Like that's the end of the compensation plan. However, we are blessed enough now to have added additional ways to earn income, 3 more ways than the previous plan showed. And so we're going to walk through those new ways. The first one is going to be called a personally sponsored team volume bonus. This is completely apart from the team bonus cycles that we talked about. So I want you to think of this as a whole separate entity. However, the volume that we talk about in these numbers will also be going into your team bonus cycle. So you're getting paid your team bonus cycles, but also the volume is going into a whole separate place called the personally sponsored team volume bonus, a whole different structure for just a year. And you're going to get paid on it. So this will refresh every year, and it's paid monthly versus weekly like team bonus cycles and commissions. So this will allow you guys as partners to earn monthly bonus on your team volume generated by your personally sponsored team who enrolled during that period. That period is this December. So a month away, December 1st, 2023 until December 31st, 2024. It's a 13-month period. You'll be able to create income for you guys as you build an organizational team volume. Like as you grow in the team volume bonus cycles that we talked about, this is a way for you to earn additional money as that team volume grows. Okay. I know it might be a little confusing, but that's okay. We're here to continue teaching you in the team page. And if you have personal questions, you can ask me. So this is how it works. So this is your personally sponsored team. What does that mean? Anybody that you sign in December of this year throughout the whole next year, as you recruit somebody and they recruit somebody or they recruit somebody, that all goes into this personally sponsored team volume bonus. Just people that you sponsor and they sponsor and they sponsor. The thing that's different from this, from the team volume bonus, let's say Matt is on my left leg and I sign a coach on my left leg, that person would go down in Matt's downline on his left leg, and that volume would count for his left leg volume, for example. That's how that works. In this, it's only the team that you create. So this is only what you create. No upline coaches come into this organization. That's why I said it's kind of a completely separate thing. But any of the volume that you create in this is also going into the team bonus cycles. Okay. And as I talk about this, by the way, when I first heard it from Michael on the announcement they made, I was like, what? Some of it didn't make sense. But as I sat down and studied it, you know, within going through it 3 times, it made complete sense. So don't expect yourself to understand it 100% this first time. Repetition will be key. So how it works is you unlock a bonus percentage amount when your team gets to certain team volume levels, team volume. So when your team volume gets to 250, you unlock 4%. Okay. So to give you guys an idea, that's why I said on that previous page, the goal, if you're overwhelmed, is to go Emerald every month and create 250 volume downline coaches. And we're going to explain why, and it's going to make sense as we go through it. So I have my phone just to do some calculations, so I'm not guessing. I'm not a mathematician in my head. So let's say you're building your team. Let's say Matt signs his first coaches, Herbert, and he signs his wife. And between the two of them, they produce 250 volume points between the two of them from their own personal orders, or maybe one of them sells something, right? So Matt would get, in that case, a 4% bonus on, let's say it's exactly 250. They create 250, his team does. He would get 250 times 0.04. He would get $10. Sorry, my throat is getting really dry today. So that's what that means. So as your team gets the to these benchmark levels that you can see there, you unlock a percentage amount. So when your downline team gets to 500, you unlock 8%. When they get to 1,000 to $14.99, 12%. When it gets from 1,500 to $19.99, you unlock 14%. When it gets to 2,000 and above, it's 20%. So to give you an idea, Tate, let's say your downline team for this, remember it's the period, December this year through December next year, your downline team produces 1,500 volume points. Let's say it's 1,500 exactly. It'd be 1,500 times 14%. So 0.14, you would earn $210 for for your personally sponsored team volume bonus. And that's completely outside of the team bonus cycles. So I am so stoked about this because this is a way to really earn income for building your team as you're building your team volume, which is something that lasts forever and continues to compound year after year. So you can earn a differential bonus up to 20%. So when I listened to this, I was like, okay, that all makes sense. But when I heard the differential part, I was like, I got lost and then I was confused and I couldn't catch up, but I learned it later. So don't be afraid if you're not understanding as it goes. So Laura has a question. Does that new team roll over to the next year as well? Everything that they create, Laura, it continues in your team volume cycle bonuses like you had before, your team bonus cycles. That rolls over just as everything always has, rolls into the next year or rolls in and just continues compounding like it does. Then the next year, there'll be a whole new personally sponsored team volume bonus. So you'll build a whole new personally sponsored team for the next year and start over on that. So I absolutely love that. That's a great question, Laura. Okay, next we're going to step through step example. And sorry, we're going to end up being exactly 1 hour on this call. I can already tell. But we're going to make sure we get this taught the best that we can. So at the beginning, each of these slides, just so you guys are aware what's happening, we're going to keep this up there so you can see in the image which bonus percentage that they're unlocking. So let's give an example. Jane, and what I want you have to kind of, if you already know team bonus cycles, you have to get rid of in your mind the left leg, right leg. For this structure that's completely apart, it's just one level of your personally sponsored and then their levels that go below. How this works, let's say Jane sponsors 4 people. You can see they each have their team volume 180, 75, 90, and 90, that total amount. So Jane, let's say she rolls 3 of them as partners. 1 of them is a preferred customer. Okay. They have those numbers up there. If you go over to the left over here, the team volume from all the purchases, let me get my highlighter. Give me 1 second. Highlight. I think this will help. Oh, we don't want the eraser. Oh, it's making me open something up. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Okay. Oh, I don't want to draw. I hit the draw button. I don't want to draw all over these. Okay. So can you guys see the screen still? Okay. So if we add up all the team volume from the purchase and sales of these personally sponsored downline coaches, it would be for that 1 month, it's 435 TV. And what I want you guys to remember and know about this, it's paid out monthly. Team bonus cycles are paid weekly. This structure is paid monthly. So if at the end of the month, it's 435 TV, the team volume is 435. As you guys can see in the structure on the right over here, that falls in the first part, 4% bonus. It would be 435 times the 0.04% bonus. And that would equal $17.40. So Jane would earn $14.40 for her personally sponsored team volume bonus that month. Okay, next slide. We're going to go over month 2. This is the next month. Jane enrolls 2 more partners. So she went from 4 up here. Now she's got 6 partners. And Ted, starting off his business right, enrolls his first partner, almost to Emerald. He gets 69 volume in there. Chloe over here enrolls 2 partners. She gets to Emerald, but they create 159 team volume, and Tim creates 90 team volume. The team volume from all their purchases right here on the left of our personally sponsored downline organization during that weekend bonus that falls in month 2 is 1,023. So that falls in this third category of up to 12% because it's 1,000 to 1,499. So the team volume is 1,023. Take the 1,023 times the 12% bonus, and that equals $122.76 in this bonus structure. Remember, this is remember that 1,000 volume is still going into the other structure for team bonus cycles that we already talked about. So it's like getting paid twice on what we did before, but even better in this structure. So Jane in that case would earn $122.76. Okay, here's where we're going to start to get a little more complicated. So stay with me. Month 3, Jane enrolls 1 more preferred customer. You can see there she's got now 7 of her own personally sponsored customers. She's almost a diamond. She's got 7 personally sponsored partners. You got Ted with Frank. We got Chloe has her Emerald with Jenny and Tim, and Jenny starts to build her team too. She sponsors her first coach partner, Leah. So now it's really starting to grow. The team volume from all the purchases and sales is now 1,515 TV. Okay. So the 1,500 falls right there in the 14%, just like the other one, 15 to 1999 is 14%. So the 1,515 equals a 14% bonus. But there's something important to notice. You see Chloe here? Chloe has started to build her own organizational team. This is where the differential bonus comes in. So Chloe has Jenny, Tim, and Leah. Jenny, Tim, and Leah have broken the 250 benchmark and they unlocked their own bonus, right? The 250 bonus unlocks at 4%. So if we look at this, Chloe has built, it's highlighted in blue here. Chloe has built a personally sponsored downline organization that produced 540 TV. So she's eligible for the 8% bonus. So we've been talking about Jane the whole time and what Jane's doing, but now Chloe's earning some money, okay? And that's what Jane wants. Jane wants Chloe to earn this income. So Chloe built this income. She's 540 TV. So let's calculate Chloe's income. 540 TV times an 8% bonus. Chloe's going to earn $43.20. Okay. Stay with me. Jane is going to earn the difference between her 14%, because remember, Jane unlocked 14% with the total amount of, what was the total amount of her team? It's over the 1,000. Oh, it's between the 1,500 and the 1,599. I want to make sure I find that number for you. Right here, it's 1,515. So in this structure, she has 1,515. Sorry, we're going to say right here. Okay, Chloe built a personally sponsored downline organization that we talked about. She earns her 43. And then Jane is going to earn, so Jane, the top one here, is going to earn her difference between her 14% that she earned for having over 1,500. So she's unlocked 14%. She's going to earn the 14 on everything on this right slide here. You can see she's going to earn 14% on all of this team volume, this L shape on the right-hand side. And then she's going to earn the difference of her 14% and Chloe's 8%. So 14 minus 8%, the difference of that is 6%. So they're going to split that difference because she would get 18% on, or her 14% on all of it, but Chloe is earning Chloe is earning her own 8%. So they're going to split the difference between Jane's 14% and Chloe's 8%. So, so we're going to take Chloe's volume here. This is for Jane. The difference of the split between the 14 and the 8% is 6%. So now Jane is going to get the 540 TV times 6%. She's going to get $32.40. And then she's going to get on this right side, 14% on the rest of the volume that's remaining up here. And if you add these numbers up, it's 975. So she's going to get 14% times 975 for a total of 136.50. And then you add those two together, she's going to get the 975 times the 14%. That 975 comes from this L shape and her 14% unlock. And she's going to get 540 times 6%. The 6% comes from this left slide under Chloe's organization. She's going to get the 540 times the 6%, which was the difference, remember, between her 14% and Chloe's 8%. And that is, when you add those two together, she gets $168.90. Okay. I know that might see, that's kind of where I got lost the first time. So don't feel like too overwhelmed if you're lost on that. But that's how the differential bonus works. And I drew out an example that I'm going to share you guys before this call ends, with familiar names from this team call, to give you an idea, but that's how this whole system works. Let's say, just to give you an idea, let's say Jane, had all these partners she signed and none of them unlock their own bonus, just to simplify this. And she hits let's say she has 3,000 volume of sales, has a bunch of partners that aren't creating anything, but they are like, maybe they have their own orders of 250 or 180 and it adds up to 2,500. She would get 2,500 in that example times the 20% bonus. She would get $500 for that, building that organization. Before in the compensation plan, if you sign a preferred customer, it really didn't help unless they were building. But with this plan, you're going to get paid a little more, whether they're preferred customer or a partner. However, as you guys can see, as your team begins to build as well, you can start to earn your own bonus depending on what your total team volume is for the year. But you also, as your team begins to build as well, you get the differential between the percentage that you unlocked and the percentage that your downline coach that's building their business unlocked. So I'll give you guys an example of that at the end. So the other way to earn a bonus, this is a new way to get paid that didn't exist before, is, let me check the chat before I move on. Oh, that makes way more sense than the first time I heard it. Okay. Yes. And really, guys, as you start to unlock it and start earning it, they showed us the slides. I wish I had them here. They're going to have reports in your online office that show each of your coaches, what their team volume is, what your percentage is on one side. It's going to show, you're not going to have to do the math yourself. It's going to say you earned this much, your coach unlocked this amount, so you guys split the difference. It's all going to be easily in simple lines in like a spreadsheet in your coach online office. You earned this much. You earned this much from this. It's going to be simple. So this is just to understand it so you can know how to build your team, but it's going to be simple to read in your coach online office. So don't worry about it too much. Each quarter in 2024 that your total team volume reaches at least 100% of your team volume from the same quarter in 2023 will unlock a 10% bonus on the total team cycle bonus you earned in that quarter. So we're stepping away from what we just talked about for your personally sponsored year-long bonus that you get paid monthly. We're talking about team bonus cycles right now. So we're going back to this second way that we talked about earning income right here with your team bonus cycles, okay? So this slide that we're talking about right now is talking about team bonus cycles. So a productivity bonus, what that means is if your business grows in 2024 and does better than it does in 2023, you're going to get a quarterly, or you're going to get a bonus at the end of the year. So that'll be January 2025. You get a bonus for each quarter, but it doesn't pay until the end of the year. So think of it as like a Christmas bonus or a brand new year bonus. Basically how it works is each quarter, they're going to look at your total team volume from 2023 and put that number against your 2024 team volume. If your 2024 team volume is greater than it was in 2023, they're going to calculate how the total amount of team bonus cycles you made that quarter. And Matt, let's say you made $12,000 in team bonus cycles in that quarter, just giving an example. For that quarter, in those 3 months with the weekly team bonus cycles, you earned $12,000. At the end of the year, you would get 10% of that $12,000. So you would get a bonus of $1,200 for that quarter. This is freaking awesome. So this is for teams, coaches and teams, those of you that increase your team volume and grow your team year after year. So what that means, how that works is every quarter, they're going to run that same report. Your 2023, second quarter, 2024, second quarter. If it's greater, they're going to calculate all the team bonus cycles, and then it's 10%. Let's say Q3, your 2024 Q3 is lower than the previous year. That's okay. You still earn quarter one and quarter two. You just don't earn any 10% match on Q3. But then let's say Q4 comes and your 2024 is better than your 2023. They calculate all your team bonus cycles for that quarter, 10% of that, and that goes into your bonus. And then it says right here, if you are and you have to be 2-star diamond or above during one bonus week in 2024 means you have to be a paid 2-star diamond in at least 1 week in 2024. Then in the first bonus week of January 2025, you'll get paid out those 10% bonuses on the quarters that your year was better. So I'll just say, I'll give an example. Let's say Beth maxed out a 2-star diamond bonus at $2,000 a week for the whole year. So 52 weeks times 2,000. I'm just running an example. 2,000 times 52 weeks. She had $104,000 in team bonus cycles. Okay. And so every quarter, so that's for her whole year. And let's say every quarter, Beth, her team did better. It can even be one team volume point better than the year before. Every quarter was better. Then Beth would get a 10% match on the first payout, the first full week payout in January. If she's a 2-star diamond, at least 1 week in December, she would get 10% of $104,000. She would get basically a $10,000 bonus on that first week in January. It's like, instead of a mic drop, I did a phone drop. Absolutely incredible and so cool, and a way to compensate partners that are growing their team year after year. And what I believe for each one of you, whether you're a brand new coach, even better, I know your team volume is going to be better next year. So you get a 10% match on every team bonus cycle that you make throughout the entire year. And those of you that have been here for a while, with this new compensation plan, I believe there's going to be more team volume coming into your team than there was the previous year. And so I believe you guys are going to earn that bonus as well as we push forward into the next year. So if there's any questions, please bring it up. But we only have just a couple more slides now. I'm going to bring up, yeah, Tate's like fired. Tate's like, I'm earning that every quarter next year. Okay, we're basically at the very end part. I just drew out a sample. Here's the paper. I just screenshotted it. This is, guys, this is just so you can understand me. I didn't understand this new year-long 13-month from December this year till December next year, personally sponsored team volume. It's brand new to me. I've never understood it before. You unlock 4%, then 8%, 12%, 14%, and then 20%. It was all confusing to me. So the way that I learned is I went through the slides in the Coach FAQ, which are basically what I shared with you today, are screenshots from that. And I wrote out my own thing. Like I wrote Tate at the top, as you guys can see there. I just started writing coaches from the team: Scott, Peyton, John, Beth, Matt, Laura, Greg, Kim. And I just put random numbers, team volume number, or numbers of volume that they have. So, and I wasn't even thinking about how I'm going to calculate. I just wanted to throw numbers out there, make a team up, and then calculate it. So I gave this example. Scott's got my little sister, Kelsey, with 251 volume. Peyton's got 250. She signed Jen, Gabby, and John. They have some volume. You guys can see here. What I did is I circled every partner in my personally sponsored downline that unlocked their own team volume percentage amount. Remember, there's the unlocks at 250. And then when you're above 500, there's unlocks as well. So Scott unlocked with Kelsey doing 251. Peyton unlocked with her team of Jen, Gabby, and John. Beth unlocked with Brett, Mallory, and Scott. Laura unlocked with Kina alone at 250. So I circled that. But she also has her entire team of Ellie, Mila, and Malik. She sponsored my whole family almost. So Laura, way to go. Got to them before I did. So Laura circled this, and I had to calculate this and even ask corporate if I was right on this. But what I want you to notice here, so Laura's team is this big circle that includes 250, 310, 200, and 250. But if you notice, Laura sponsored Kina. Kina also unlocked her own team because her team is Ellie, Mila, and Malik, and that's definitely above 250. So she unlocked her amount as well. Kim over here sponsored Steve, who sponsored Linda. So she unlocked, with 510 volume. So going to the next slide, here's how I did my math. And you can see I had to erase a few times and figure it out, but I want to show you guys exactly how those numbers were run. So Scott's team over here, Kelsey had 251. So I basically did Scott unlocked 4% at 251. So $10.04. So my boy Scott earned $10.04 right there. Peyton, she created this right here, the numbers. She equals 615 team volume for this team she created with Jen, Gabby, and John. She unlocks 8% because she's between the 500 and 999. So she gets 8% of 615 is $49.20. Beth, you can see Beth's team here with Brett, Mallory, and Scott. She unlocked 8% with 975. She almost got to that next benchmark. So keep working hard, Beth. So Beth gets 8% of 975. Beth earned $78. If you can see here, I'm going to skip Laura and go back to that, but you can see Kim has 310 with Steve and Linda. Kim sponsored my mom and dad for 510. So you can see Kim unlocked 8%, 510 times 8%. So Kim earned $40.80. And then I'm going to put Kina here. Kina has 7 and 760. So Kina has Ellie, Mila, and Malik in her team. So Kina unlocked 8%. That equals 760. So Kina earned $60.80 for 8% times 760. So now we're going to get a little, this is where it get a little complicated that I want to share with you guys. Laura, her entire team there is 1,010. So she unlocks 12%. But notice I didn't do the math. I said not applicable. So I'm going to explain why. So Laura unlocked 12% for having a total downline of 1,010 that year. But you have to realize that Kina is in her downline. So Kina opened 8%. So, and we showed Kina has 760. So Kina's going to get paid 8% on her 760 that she did with Ellie, Mila, and Malik. We talked about that. She earns her 60.80. But the difference between Laura's 12% and the 8% that Kina unlocked is 4%. That's the differential bonus. So because Kina got paid on that, Laura's going to get paid on Kina's volume, the differential, which is 4%. So if you look at Kina's, she was 8% of 510. So Laura gets 4% of 510 because Kina created 510% of that. So she gets the differential, 4% of the 510, and Laura gets 12% of 250. So she gets the full 12% amount on what she created with sponsoring Kina. And then the 4% differential on Kina's volume right here. So Laura would get 12 times 250 is $30. And then 4% of 510, which is $20. So Laura, for her team, would earn $50.41 for this team bonus. Let me go to the chat. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Beth. Okay. Thank you. Read Beth's thing if you need to. I'm going to say it as well. For newer partners who feel overwhelmed, 2 things have always stuck with me that Scotty taught me 7 years ago. And even with changes in the comp plan, it still holds true. Your income will be a direct reflection of the number of lives you change. And 2, focusing on going Emerald over and over again. Okay. And then Beth says you can learn the rest along the way, and your upline will work with you in advance and help as you advance your business to make sure that you're maximizing the comp plan and making as much money as possible. This is so true. We basically want you to see the possibilities with this and that it's amazing. So yes, thank you for sharing that, because it can feel overwhelming, especially if you're a brand new coach. So there's one more calculation to make here. So Tate's calculation, if you can see, sorry, give me 1 second, is the right-hand side. Tate's total team volume, all of these numbers combined, I did the math, is 2,105. So he unlocked the 20%, because remember when you get to 2,000, that's 20%. So, I already separated it out. So these numbers, sorry, it's not the total amount. So the 2,105 that you see are all of the numbers up here: Scott, Peyton, John, Beth, Matt, that are not circled, that didn't get to pay their own team bonus cycles. So those numbers right there were at over 2,000. So he earned 20% of the 2,105 that his team did, which is $421. And then I drew lines over. So Scott, you guys saw he created 251 volume. The differential bonus between Tate's 20% and Scott's 4% is 16%. So he got paid on Tate's 251, 16%, which is $40.16. On Peyton unlocked 8% at 615 volume points. So the difference between Tate's 20% and Peyton's 8% is 12%. So 20% minus the 8% is 12%. So Tate gets paid 12% on Peyton's team of 615. Tate would earn $73.80. The next one would be Beth, 8%. On her 975 volume. The difference, obviously, again, between the 20% and the 8% is 12%. So Tate would get paid 975 times 12%, $117. Laura, her team was 1,010. Her team was, or the difference between her 12% and Tate's 20% is 8%. So Tate would get paid the 8% times Laura's whole team downline of 1,010 for a total of $80.80. And then Kim's team produced 8% at 510 volume. The difference between the 20% once again and the 8% is 12%. So Tate would get 510 times 12 is 6120. So this organization that I drew out would pay Tate $793 in group volume bonus. So I really just drew that out so I could understand it myself and make the calculations and make sure I understood that differential bonus. But that's how that works. But I want to show you guys something absolutely incredible. Remember all of this income right here? I drew a line in here. Remember, this is completely separate, but let's just imagine, because all of this is going into your team bonus cycles that I talked about at the beginning. Every time you create volume on one leg and the other leg, you get paid as a emerald $12 and as a diamond $16. So I just made an imagination that half of this team, he signed on one side of the leg, half on the other side. If that were the case, I added all of them on one side and all on the other side. One side would be at the top left volume, 2,866, right volume, 2,350. So I did a calculation over here and I drew out this line, left team volume, right team volume. And this, some of you guys might not know this because I typically teach this every time you have 200 on one side, 100 on the other side, you get a team bonus cycle. How this works, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. You don't have to have a perfect 200 to 100 volume bonus to get team bonus cycles. If you look at this, the numbers are fairly even, 2866 and 2350. It's not like 3,000 and 1,500, 200 to 100. How the team bonus cycle works is it looks at one side of your team that's the largest, and it takes away 200 and takes away 100 from the other side. So you can see the left volume goes from 2866 to 2666. And the next line down, it goes from 2350 to 2250. So you take 200 from one side, 100 from the other side. That's one bonus cycle. So I just continued doing that down the line until there was no more bonus cycles left. Until at the end, there was 66 volume on one side, 60 on the other side. And there's 17 bonus cycles in this structure. If your team was 2866 on one leg and 2350 on the other leg, like I drew out, that would be 17 bonus cycles. And so I know I'm not going to talk about the old compensation plan, but I need to show you guys how incredible the changes are and why you see me so excited about it. The old compensation plan, if Tate built that team, would have paid him $306. Okay. $306 Tate would have earned. With the new compensation plan, with $16 per bonus cycle times 17 bonus cycles is $272. So Tate would earn $272 for the team bonus cycles. Last year, he would have earned $306. Okay. It's shorter. You might be like, that's not good, right? But remember that before, the whole new plan that we just talked about right here did not exist. This whole structure did not exist. This is an addition. So in that case, Tate would earn, as we calculated right here, on the right side, $793 for all this calculation we did in his group volume bonus. He would earn that plus a team bonus cycle of $272, and Tate would earn $1,065 in this compensation plan, whereas the year before he would have earned $306. Is that not an incredibly more impactful income for Tate, who's building that team? Absolutely, yes. So those are all of the ways that the new compensation plan works. And I know I went over an hour, and I'm sorry, Michelle, because I know this is past your bedtime and it's past my bedtime too. So, but I knew this one would be a deeper concept because there's a lot to talk about in this, but that's how the compensation plan works. And like Beth said, going back, your income will be a direct reflection of the number of lives that you change. And if it seems overwhelming right now, just focus on going emerald over and over. Like make a goal to go emerald once a month, like sign 2 partners a month. And then just realize as you create that duplication in your team and your emeralds that you sign up, start signing their own partners or customers. That's all team volume that's going to go into this pay structure. And it might not make sense right now, but you saw the numbers in there. Those numbers I calculated were not huge numbers. Like on those numbers, I put like each partner with like 200 volume points, 300, 175. Like I'll give you an example. Kim Reyes does a 3,000 volume a week, right? So you might sign someone up that does 1,000 a week or 500 a week. And that structure that I was showing was just a monthly structure of creating 250 volume points in a month. So you can really see how this can compound and really grow your income as you do that. But please don't feel overwhelmed. And please also know, just ask questions. Like, you have great leadership. I see great leaders on here: Laura, Aaron, Beth, Tate, Michelle, that are your upline coaches. Matt, I'm trying to see all my star diamonds at least. They're all here. If you're in their downline and something doesn't make sense, talk to them. Like, there's nothing that gets us more excited than seeing you excited about growing your business, getting those paychecks and being like, I'm taking this paycheck that I earned and I'm taking my family on a staycation, or I'm going to go buy that new washer and dryer. So talk to them. They're more than happy to explain it to you. And I'm working with them weekly on Zoom calls. And so we'll be here to help guide you in that. So I'm going to end this call. We have a call next week. Does anybody have what it is? My notes are frozen on my computer and I can't pull it up. I can pull up my phone real quick though. Just so you guys are aware, next week, November 2nd, we're going to be talking about the Growth Day game plan. It's basically a plan, like company-wide and team-wide, that we're to push through the last 2 months where the focus needs to be. So make sure to come, and then we can work together as a team on that, that final quarter game plan, and all work together with the same intention and plan into the end of the year to set you guys up for the best possible results in 2024. So grateful you guys are here, and see you guys in the team page and next week. See you guys later.
Thank you.